Now, I want to talk about the migration because it's something that, a lot of people are curious, and a lot of people, for example, you see your alliance are losing every KVK, even though your kingdom is having the power, you have the Krakens, you have the whales, all these players, but when it's time for KVK, the majority of the people are just dead weight or they're not just active. So you question yourself, okay, what am I actually doing here? And I want to migrate somewhere where the people is going to actually value me and they're active like me. And this is something that competitive players most of the times are doing. They are just active and they want the rest of the people to be active, and the moment the leadership or something or the people in charge don't actually care about the activities, some alliances are having targets, no joke, some of the alliances are having targets. I mean, how many dead troops and stuff like this. So the migration becomes something like a last ticket for happiness, or just going on other place where you're going to play with other people. Now, it's not guarantee on the other place that the things is going to be different. It may be different at the beginning but become a same after, or you may get a wrong impression and after this you little regret that you migrate. But still, the migration is something that was so much time waited in Age of Empire Mobile that people was asking for this feature maybe on the day 2 when the game was launched. Okay, not on the day 2, but after 1 month. So till the kingdoms was built and the setup of each kingdom was already created. Now, free migration need 10 tickets total. Most players get only 5. And here's the thing, I think I even have like 5 tickets if I remember right. Where is this migrational tickets? Oh, this migrational pass, I only have like 3. I think there was a chance to actually get more, but if it's time about the migration, I have no issue to actually buy migrational passes. The thing is, I see this migrational pass as a bottleneck in a lot of kingdom building games, especially about immigration. Obviously here, the administrator of the kingdom have to approve you and blah blah blah. But yeah, how many tickets you can actually get? Now, I think you can get like 5 tickets, if I remember right, I may be wrong. I think you can get like 5 tickets, and this is not enough to actually make the migration, if I'm not wrong. So you basically have to wait the next migrational period to actually get like 5 tickets and make the migration, if the request is 10 tickets for you. Now, I personally didn't think to actually migrate. I'm very happy with my alliance. I'm going to even make a shameless promotion of my alliance. My alliance was Rebirth of Gods. Before that was Xen. We renamed this alliance, but the people here was extremely cool with me, and since I was having some time that I was not able to play that much, and they didn't actually kick me, nobody rallied me for resources or something like this. They always provide some good information and etc. So yeah, I didn't actually plan to go anywhere else but to stay in my alliance for now. Everything look very very nice, but if you want to migrate, yeah, you have to just have like you have to maybe wait 1 more migrational period before you actually be able to collect these 10 tickets. Now, you can wait for the next migration cycle or spend, I think was like $5 if I remember right. So you can basically migrate immediately if you're free to play. But if you're free to play, so most likely you don't want to spend anything. There is some catches in the games, to be honest, where the things to actually make a big step, and this is a big step to actually migrate somewhere and not wait for the next, I don't know, 1 month or I don't know how much time, and it's a small amount. And this is like the catch where you just spend small amount and tomorrow you spend a little more. But yeah, everybody do whatever they like with what they're having. For me, it's just a little thing like $5. Now, I actually spent in the games, and I'm spending from this point that I'm as a software developer, I know that creating a game, maintenance the game is actually expensive thing. You know, those hours are expensive, boys and girls, and to actually get some quality, people are looking for more and more and more free time, free stuffs. But at the end of the day, it's also part of the business. So yeah, if they make it like this, that you have to, from what I know, because I didn't actually go for any kind of migration, you saw that I have like 3 tickets, and I didn't actually plan to go anywhere else. But if you plan, most likely you have to just you just have to wait if you're fully free to play. Now, mention the moment you decide the $5 was worth it, just to not get left behind. And it's true. Now, if you don't migrate and you stay in the Dead Kingdom, you're going to, you know, be behind the things. Because if you're in the Dead Kingdom, most likely you're not going to do that many alliance events. There's not going to be a lot of rewards, because part of the rewards is you, as you and me, like individual players, we get some rewards. That's fine. But if you're with alliance, the rewards double. And the majority of the games actually reward the community and team play, and you're going to see that with alliance you're going to get basically more rewards from your single play, if I can actually use this word. And server death is real. If you're stuck, you're falling behind. I think this is something that I spoke with a lot of pro players and people who actually decide to not migrate. Of course, everybody can do whatever they like, but if this $5 costs you that much. But anyway, from what I see, some players even quit. This is also something that I saw. You know, if you're stuck in the Dead Kingdom, you see the migration is coming, you go and you try to migrate somewhere, it asks you for a specific amount of migrational pass, you don't have that migrational passes, and you have to wait maybe to get more migrational passes. This is a little frustrating. And yeah, I know a couple people who actually quit about this, but it is what it is. I mean, this is the game mechanics. You either adapt or yeah. But at the end of the day, you can find something interesting to do. But that servers is not something good, you know. If the whole alliance, your people who is playing with you, at one point just migrate somewhere, just leaving behind you have this bad taste. But anyway, just free to plays for sure can be great. This is the main topic of this video. But at the end of the day, you have to most likely wait a second migrational period. This is what I currently know. And don't forget to like if you ever started with 5 tickets and screaming over the kingdom you're looking to go, like, let me in, please. So yeah, this will be for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure to hit one like, subscribe if you're new, become a member if you want to support my channel and my work. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.